Hey folks, I'm Rob.
And I'm Nathan.
And we are Two Guys in a Ride. Say, Nate, where are we at today?
Hey Rob, today we are at the Chanhassen Autoplex and we are with the Jaguar F-Type Club, or as they like to be known, the Effers.
That's right.
Now that was from them, not from me.
So what are we doing?
Hey, we are going to take an opportunity to take a look and interview the owners of these beautiful 8 F-Type Jaguars and learn about their cars today.
That's right. But say, folks, before we do, take a moment to give us a like, click on that subscribe button down below, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. So, I don't know. What else is there, Nate? Hey, what do you say?
Let's go for a ride.
All right.
Hi folks, I'm Nathan with Two Guys in a Ride, and today we're here at the beautiful Chanhassen Autoplex, and we're here with Steve. Steve, thanks again for having us
Thanks
here.
for coming once again.
I tell you,
guys are regulars out here.
We're regulars. Where's my garage?
I'll help you with that.
You'll help me. I'm sure you will. All right. Well, we are actually here with the Jaguar Club of Minnesota, and sort of a subdivision club of that called the F-Type Club, or the Effers as they call themselves. That's their name, not mine. Steve happens to not only have a garage out here at the Autoplex, but he also has an F-Type. So Steve, thanks for agreeing to visit with us today about your car.
Thank you.
All right, so let's start. What year is it?
It's a 2017.
Okay.
It's an S, which is the V6 powered Jaguar, opposed to the R, which is the V8.
Okay.
380 horsepower.
Wow.
This one's got all-wheel drive,
okay,
which is a nice option to have in all-weather traction. I don't run it in the winter, but on slick roads or icy roads,
in
whatever,
water,
all-wheel drive is great. Great traction.
Tell us a little bit about the color.
Yeah, this is called Glacier White. There's 2 whites in the Jaguar line, Polaris White and Glacier White. This has a little metal flake in it, so as we're getting into dusk now, it will turn a little grayish white.
It's starting to turn gray in the back.
So it changes hues. When it's sunny out, bright sun, it's a bright white. But it's as we get into dusk now and the sun is setting, it's turning a little bit more gray. So it's a real pretty color.
It is. It's really nice, and we did another one of our videos. We have an F-Type that is the other one,
the Polaris White.
The Polaris White. Mm-hmm. Now you have I'm not sure what the package is called, but you have like a blackout package.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
Around the windows, the trim.
So it's like a chrome delete package.
Right. It's called the Black Pack package. It's got in the front. It's got a black
lip on the front.
Black here, black here. So it's a little bit different look. It kind of ties in with the panoramic this roof. This is a glass roof with a big opening sunroof. It doesn't open or close. It's just a glass roof with a shade.
Okay.
If it gets too hot, you can pull the shade. But it really blends in nice, the black with the rear window. So you've got a black and white car with a little touch of red in the back with the taillights. But
And now this part would be on the car no matter if you get the black package or not.
That's pretty much standard, the black there.
But it really makes a difference having that window trim.
Right, rather than chrome.
Right.
You know, the only chrome you've got really on the car are the Jaguar emblems, the twin tailpipes, and the twin tailpipes signify the V6. The R, the V8 version, has quad tailpipes, 2 on each side. The V6, 2 in the middle. There you've got the all-wheel drive S logo,
okay,
signifying the all-wheel drive. 19-inch tires, very unusual wheels on this car. I haven't seen too many F-types with this wheel.
With the rim,
you can
yep.
get probably 6 or 7 different wheels with the F-types. I like the way this came. The red calipers. It does have the aerodynamic package. So you've got
Here and in the front, too.
airfoils below, in the front. Exactly.
And those changed style over the years.
Well, a lot
Earlier
of the
they
F-types
were...
don't have them. And I think when they first came out, they didn't have them. And they added them, I think, in 2015 or 2016. I think it really completes the look of the car.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you've got kind of a scoop out there.
Right there.
And
can we take a look at the engine?
sure.
So, okay, like it's covered like any other.
The new cars, they have all the plastic shrouds and everything's kind of covered and to make it look clean. But this is the V6. If you pop this plastic cover just kind of pops
Right.
off. And you'd see there's a little bit more room for the V8 version. There's no difference in the wheelbase or the chassis of the car 6 versus the 8.
Okay.
They're pretty much the same. But 380 horse. It's a rocket ship.
I bet.
It's a supercharged V6, so 380. It's quick.
So what does this have in terms of new technology for driving? I mean, what's special about this? I mean, first of all, supercharged, not turbo.
Supercharged. And Jaguar's had a line of superchargers since the XK series cars. They've had supercharged. I used to have an XKR before this one that was supercharged. So they
Okay.
believe in the supercharger versus the turbocharger.
Right.
It's got an 8-speed automatic electronic transmission. You can't get a manual in these anymore
Right.
because it's more efficient shifting with the electronic automatic. It's just it's an 8-speed. It's just a faster shifting transmission. So that's the one to have, and that's the only one they make.
Okay.
The electronics in the car. I mean, the stereo system's 10 speakers, all the Bluetooth, the phone, and the navigation this car has. It's pretty loaded up, this particular car, with options. But the technology is so superior. I have a 1950 Oldsmobile.
That was going to be my next question.
With an overhead valve V8, which was way ahead of its time in 1950, the first of its kind. 140 horsepower versus 380. Hydromatic transmission, which Oldsmobile pioneered in the late 40s, early 40s. And so compared to the 8-speed, no superchargers back then. A dog versus a Jaguar.
Right.
So, in terms of quickness and so forth. But each car was ahead of its time. It's 70 years, it's a 70-year-old newer car.
So maybe the theme for your garage shouldn't be mobile gas station. It should be ahead of your time.
Could be.
So you have several cars. You have your old Rocket, 88, and we talked about that a little bit. But you also have a couple minis.
Mm-hmm.
You have a classic mini, left-hand drive.
Right-hand drive.
Right-hand drive,
1984 Austin Mini, right-hand drive from London, 45 horsepower. So even the Oldsmobile has more horsepower than the Austin Mini. That car is only 1,500 pounds, drives like a go-kart because of the weight. And even though it's 45 horsepower, that'll cruise all day long at 65, 70.
But then you have a newer Mini.
Then I have a BMW Mini, my pocket rocket, the red rocket, I call it. And that's got 184 horse turbocharged, but the BMW version of the Mini.
Okay.
2013.
Then you have this. So what are the different driving characteristics of this compared to those?
I would say the Minis are more like go-karts because of the short wheelbase and the handling and the cornering of the wheels at the four corners. This is more like a rocket cruiser, a highway cruiser. I mean, it will take turns fast, maybe not as fast as the Mini, but the horsepower of this car will do 185.
Wow.
I've had it to 121. And closed course, of course.
Closed course, of course. Yes.
Of course. So, but in a straight line, and you can take curves really fast with this car because of the fat rubber, just because of the power to weight ratio on this car. It's a race car. I mean, it's a supercar.
Well, you've had another Jaguar, so why the F-Type? What was the particular draw to buy an F-Type?
I went, when they unveiled the F-Type in 2014, they only made a convertible the first year.
Right.
So I went to Jaguar Land Rover Minneapolis and Golden Valley, and they had this unveiling cocktail party with champagne and hors d'oeuvres, and they unveiled the 2014 Jaguar F-Type, and it was beautiful. It was a light blue one, as I recall, convertible, great lines, but I knew the coupe was coming in another year or two. I think the coupe debuted the year later, 2015. And I just like the lines of the coupe. besides the convertible, just had a
nice
very
lines.
small trunk.
Yeah.
You could put a couple of briefcases in, maybe. Small trunk. I just liked, from the drawings and the spy photos I had seen of the coupe in 2015, I wanted to wait for the coupe. I was currently driving a Jaguar XKR, so I've already indoctrinated, already a Jaguar nut.
Okay.
So I knew I'd be getting an F-Type at some point. So the story goes on. In 2017, I took my family to London.
Okay.
And each of us had something on our bucket list. Sandra had Highclere Castle, which was where Downton Abbey was filmed.
Oh, yeah.
Kids had Harry Potter Museum. Sandra had Buckingham Palace. And I arranged for a 3.5-hour tour of the Jaguar factory in Birmingham, England.
There's a car guy.
Where, from start to finish, even at the start, where they rolled in the rolls of aluminium. They don't say aluminum in England.
No, it's aluminium.
So they rolled in these big rolls of aluminium. And
Thank you, Jeremy Clarkson.
Yes, and we saw Jaguars built from start to finish. After I went through that plant tour, 3.5 hours, I knew I had to have one. So when I got home, I've been looking for the right one for like a year and a half. And I almost went to Huntsville, Alabama to get one.
Oh, wow.
Found it on eBay. It was white, red, had all the options I wanted. At 10,000 miles, and I almost pulled the trigger on it. And then this car landed in Golden Valley at a car dealership.
Right next
you know,
door.
20 miles, 10 miles from my house, and it had 4,500 miles. So when I started looking for a Jaguar, it had to be a 2017, because that's when we were in London. It had to be white. It had to be a coupe. This one landed in Minneapolis. I had to have it, so I bought it. So that's the story. So power lift gate. In the boot, as they call it.
It's a
lot bigger than the convertible.
Yeah.
The convertible is maybe this wide, and you can't get too much. I can't get my golf clubs in here, a little bit too long, those in the front seat, but still good space for an overnight trip or a couple of suitcases, and it'll do. So.
And then you have two ways of closing it.
I've got the fob.
Or the fob.
I got this. Yeah, there's.
And that's your windshield wiper fluid.
Yes.
Back in there.
That's in the back.
This is your spoiler.
Spoiler comes up at 70 miles an hour.
Okay.
And it will stay up. It'll go down again at 50.
At 50.
So it's not constantly going up and down. If you go to 65, it's not going to go down and then pop up at 70. So it gives you a little leeway there.
Besides being at the factory, watching them from top beginning to finish, what's one of your favorite memories of driving this car, having this car?
Probably the cruise that I was on a month ago, and we had 25 supercars. We had BMW. We had 2 McLarens. We had 4 F-Types. We had an Audi R8. We had a couple other Beamers, a Mercedes. The Beamer that led the charge was 700 some horsepower. So a lot of friends, and so we were on the country roads, and it was just a great cruise with a lot of cool cars.
And that's part of the fun thing about belonging to a club. You're not only a member of the Autoplex out here, but you're also a member of the Jaguar Club of Minnesota and the F-Type Club.
Right. Now, Steve, in your estimation, what are some of the advantages of belonging to these clubs? Why do you do it?
It's really the people. It's kind of like being out at the Chanhassen Autoplex.
Yep.
The people I've met, the friends I've met, lifelong friends, car buddies. Same is true with the Jaguar Club, the Effers.
Yep.
I mean, just a bunch of great people. We had a nice barbecue out here tonight with our club, and just a lot of fun. It's the camaraderie that we have and share, and with a cool car, and it doesn't get much better than that. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, Steve, thank you so much for sharing your beautiful car with us once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
And for taking your time with us. We sure appreciate it.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.